Matthew 25. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps, and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps, and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose, and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day, nor the hour, wherein the Son of Man cometh. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants, and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. And likewise he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth, and hid his Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh, and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came, and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. And I was afraid, and went, and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and that at my coming I should have received mine own with usury. Take therefore the talent from him, and give it unto him which hath 10 talents. For unto every one that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath. And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
Hey, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone. And peace to you, sincere brothers out there, the true house of David. And just listening to Matthew 25, and I'm just going to run down Matthew 25 just a little bit and just go over it and, read on it. Because we're definitely in a time of you have the wise men teaching his word that's of the Lord in the spirit, and you have the foolish men that's teaching his word without understanding and without the spirit. And the Lord told us this is how it was going to be. You see, the Lord told us this is exactly how this thing was going to go down. So we're definitely in a time of the wise and the foolish. You definitely don't want to be one of those foolish virgins. You see? And I'm going to go to Matthew 25 and 3. It says, Matthew 25 and 2, it says, and 5 of them were wise and 5 were foolish. And they that were foolish took their lamps with no oil in them. Right. So you're going to have men in these times teaching this truth. They're going to seem to be teaching this truth. And because a lot of our people are simple, they're going to cling to these men. And they're not going to have no oil, no spirit, or no life in their lamps. Meaning in their vessel, they're in darkness. And, one of the worst things the Lord can do in this time is actually take your spirit and just have you preaching his word without a spirit. And that's what's happening out here. You have men that have the word, they have bits and pieces of information, but they don't have the spirit. A lot of men with the Bible have the spirit of this world, which this world does not have no oil or understanding. They don't have any light. You see? So that's what we're dealing with. The wise virgins, the foolish virgins, they're gonna have this word with no life, or no spirit, or no understanding. Verse 4 says, but the wise took their oil in their vessels with their lamps. You see? So that's the thing. The wise are going to have the oil. And they're going to do what the Lord required them to do. Why? Because they have the spirit. And the spirit of this world is against the Holy Spirit, which in turns make you enemies of this world and those that actually don't have the spirit. Because anybody can pick the Bible up and quote some scriptures and say a few things, but do you really have the oil and the understanding in your vessels? Now, when the Lord comes back, the Lord is not going to line everybody up and ask them what camp were you from. The Lord is going to know internally if you're his or not. He's going to know that. So it's not going to be no break down this chapter for me, then you could get on the chariot, or use part of this camp, you can't go. No, the Lord ain't going to do that. The Lord is going to know who was about him and who was not about him. You see? Verse 6, it says, and at midnight there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. So the Lord is going to come back. And the scripture say, all those that arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, give us your oil, for our lamps are going out. And we see a lot of men don't have the oil, but they have the attention. They have the following. They have the things in this carnal world that will make you look like you're somebody within this truth. And this is what it said. It says, and the foolish said unto the wise, give us your oil, for our lamps are going out. And I see a lot of men on brothers' comments boards. In particular, one brother yesterday, the brother he calls comment board, and a lot of guys, they be watching our videos. They never say shit, but they always watching. But they cannot teach what we teach because the Lord didn't give them the spirit to come how we come. So you could watch and, you could try to see what we're talking about, but the Lord didn't put, your lot ain't what our lot's to do. And our lot is to come raw and to come strong with this truth, not to be weak. Because when you pay attention to a lot of guys teaching this truth, man, they're teaching the same old, the same spirit, same watered down spirit. It's not really no life into them. It's just the same routine, going through the motions at camp every week, not really having a deeper understanding of the scriptures. Because if they did, you would see it. And you see a lot of men, they don't have life. That's why the scriptures say they didn't have no oils in their vessels. And so the Lord's going to come, and the fool's going to say, give us unto your oil, because we're approaching that day. So when you understand that we're approaching that day and a lot of men don't have it, like I said, I was watching the brother's comment board. It don't matter who it was or whatever, but I see guys saying, hey, yeah, we should be on fire. We should be doing this. And you look in your fucking mind, you're like, what do you mean? Yeah, we should be on fire. Yeah, you should be encouraging men to be on fire instead of sitting up there trying to look like you the man. And that's the thing. That's the problem in these times. A lot of men want to look like the man, but deep down, they don't fucking get it. And you really can't fake it in this time. And the Lord is going to show the elect which ways to go. And a lot of you deceitful men, you think that the Lord is going to send you the elect. The Lord's not going to send you the elect. The Lord is going to send a lot of you guys undesirables. And the true men that's supposed to be, that are the elect, they're going to find their way unto the true way. Because a lot of men are not true about the Heavenly Father. So a lot of men lamps are going out, and they sneak on our page and try to see what we're saying. But you can't never come how we come because you don't have it that way. You see? But this is what we're saying through the Spirit. It says, but the wise answer, saying, not so, least there be enough for us and you, but ye go to them that sell and buy for yourself. Right? Go back, go get this thing on your own. Because we ain't got shit for you. And what the Lord blessed us to do and to come into, a lot of men are not able to do it. You see? That's why the scriptures say, many are called, but few are chosen. You see? It says afterward also, it says, verse 10, and then they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they were ready, and went with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Right, so look, the door was shut, and we went into the marriage. Afterwards, look, the other virgins came saying, Lord, Lord, open it unto us. And check this out. And he answered them saying, verily, verily, I say unto you, I know you not. So a lot of you dudes out there faking it, and you really ain't got it. The Lord gonna tell your ass he don't know your ass. So all them weekends you wasted standing out there without no life, without no spirit, without no oil. You could have been somewhere else fucking around with your nothing ass woman instead of out there. Because a lot of you guys are wasting your time because the Most High took the oil from you. You don't have any oil. You don't have any life. You see? And a lot of you, if men have to tell you to go to the fucking highways and you ain't know to go there anyway, then the Lord ain't dealing with you, man. But the Spirit will drive you to do the thing that's right. And another thing I see is that the spirit out there where men are not going to do something just because they see other man doing it like this. They see a man being diligent. They will not be diligent in the Lord just because they see another man, they hate doing it. And another thing is, a lot of guys just ain't fucking got it. Because they don't have no fucking oil. See, you could teach the word, but the spirit, the oil, and the life ain't there. You see? There's no passion with a lot of guys. It's just going to camp reading scriptures. There's no life. Nobody's growing. A lot of men are growing in the demonic ways of this world than they're actually growing in the truth. You see? So the door was shut, man. And they asked, you got men now, the spiritual arc is closing. A lot of men, they're going to be fucked. Well, a lot of men are fucked because the Lord ain't really supping with guys like that. Because if they really were, men will really be passionate. They will be into the work. Now, verse 13, it says, watch, therefore, ye know neither the day nor the hour the Son of Man cometh. Right? Because a lot of you guys, you've been bullshitting with the Lord's money. And that's the thing about it. When the Lord goes into the talents, a lot of you guys took that one talent or the couple of talents you had and you sat on them. And now it's not going to profit you nothing because the Most High have taken those and given it to men that actually believe in this thing. You see? So I'm not going to go into the parable of the talent. You know what? I read a little bit of this. Verses 14, Matthew 25:14 says, for the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveleth in a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, and to the other 2, and to the other one, to every man his own several ability, straightway, and took his journey. It says, then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same and made them other 5 talents. Likewise, he received 2, also gained other 2. So men that's actually using their talents are getting an increase. You see? You see how that works? But he that have received of one went and digged it in the earth, and here's his Lord money. A lot of men's been doing that. It's lucky a lot of men take the Lord's word and they just sit on it. A lot of men are afraid. So they take the Lord's money and they hide it in the earth. Verse 20, and he that had received 5 talents came down, other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained besides them 5 talents more. That's right. And the Lord said unto him, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. And he that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou didst deliver this unto me 2 talents. Behold, I've gained other 2 talents. So it's about using what you have, increasing your talents. And this harvest shows your increase. What type of spirit you in? You see? A lot of men just don't have it. You see?
Run that up, Rico.
It says, then he that receiveth 1 talent come and said, Lord, I know thee that thou art a hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gather where thou hast not strawed. I was afraid, and they went and hid the talent in the earth. And a lot of men had this book, and they're not teaching this whole book with their whole might. That's what it means when you're hiding this talent. You're not teaching this word to the ability the Lord gave you to teach it. Because a lot of men are afraid because they don't have the faith anyway. And a lot of men are like this one guy here that had 1 talent and he didn't use it. And the Lord answered unto him and said, thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knew that thou reap where I strawed not, and gather where I thou weep where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strawed. That's right. So you're wicked if you're really not putting your all into this truth. You're wicked if you're sitting on the Lord's money and you're not really teaching like that. You're wicked if you're lukewarm. You're wicked if you're doing the bare minimum. And like I say, man, you don't like how I teach or what I teach about, don't fucking listen. You see, I'm not in this to get a following or people to like me and shit like a lot of you attention whores out there. You see? Because the Lord's going to come back and he's going to destroy you goddamn attention whores. Because your focus is on what people think and how they look at you more than it's teaching the Lord's word. Because if you was really teaching the Lord's word, you'll be rebuking our people for not believing and for being phony, like the Lord was in Matthew 23. And that's why men don't ever go into Matthew 23, because they are the Matthew 23. That's why guys don't ever go into it. It says, thou oughtest therefore have to put my money to the exchange, and then coming I should have received my own usury. That's right. So take therefore the talent from him, right? Because the Lord didn't have to give you that. It says, take therefore the talent from him and give it unto him which have 10 talents. And every one that have shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that have not shall be taken away even that which he have. That's right. And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of the teeth. And that's what we see. A lot of men are in darkness. They don't have the oil. They don't have the spirit. They just, they're standing out there like skeleton bones. No animation, no fucking life. You see? It says, and before, Matthew 25:32, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as the shepherd divideth the sheep from the goats, and the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on his left. The Lord is dividing this thing up through the spirit, and the majority of men are going to go at the crowd that's bugged out. And the Lord is going to really show who the Lord's word is really dealing with. And he's showing that in these days. You see? I'm going to jump down to Matthew 25:45. It says, then he answered him, saying, verily I say unto you, and in so much as ye did it to one of the least of these, ye did it not to me. And these shall go away into everlasting punishments, but the righteous unto eternal life eternal. Now, how men look and how they treat men that's of the little ones, the Lord said you treating him the same way. So a lot of you don't really take that and consider a heart. And that's the thing about it. These days, you really have to see, you have to look down in men's soul and look beyond favorites and all that shit. You got to look within a man's soul, how he's really bringing this word out. A lot of men are bringing this word out like mannequins and shit, dead, with no life, not animated. They're just doing it. You see, they just stand up there and they do it. There's no excitement. You see, no excitement to do the work of the Lord, which we love to do it. I get up every morning thinking of what way I can, how I can bring this out. I look and I see what men are doing, and I try to do something a little different. A man might have this topic covered, a man might have that topic covered. I try to cover a topic nobody's covering, so you could always stay fed. The Lord said, feed my sheep 3 times. And that is the most important thing that you can do. If you're not really into teaching like that, or feeding the Lord's sheep like that through the week or your daily thing, then the Lord ain't dealing with you, man. You see? So a lot of you guys think that it's okay not to do lessons for days and days and weeks and in this, that means you're not of the Lord. That's all that fucking means. And you don't have the oil. So you got wise men in this truth that have the spirit and they have life. Then you have foolish men that don't have the spirit and they don't have life. And they don't have the passion to teach this thing like that. You see? But just a little quick overview of Matthew 25. Definitely the wise virgins are showing themselves, and the foolish, which outnumber the wise, are showing themselves. But just something I wanted to go into. You know, we got to keep our lamps lit with the oil in there, shining bright, man, as the Lord said, man. And if you got it, you're going to let it shine. If you don't, you're really not. See, if you got it, you're going to teach like you got it. If you don't got it, you're going to teach like you don't got it. We see a lot of men don't got it. They're just doing it. They're just rolling in the motions, like the Apostle Ahar used to say years ago. They're just going through the motions. Really, they don't want to do this, actually. But the Lord's going to kill every last one of you, man. That's not about him, man. That's not about it. What did he say? You're wicked and you're slothful. Because the talents that the Lord have gave you, you didn't use them the right way. You see? And the Lord knows your heart, and he knows what you really think. You see? But with that, man, I'm going to roll to the next one. Lord willing, that was edifying, man. It'll be on to the next one. Hey, shalom.